Jason, what are you doing at the spa? My hand shook around the phone. On the screen, Jason had his arm wrapped around my best friend, Bella. The kind of intimate clinch that turns your stomach. Olivia, I can explain. I didn't want to hear a single syllable. Before we go any further, smash that subscribe button and tell us in the comments where you're listening from, because I just found out they've been sneaking around behind my back for 2 straight years. My name is Olivia, 27, an accountant at a small firm in Manhattan. I'd been married to Jason for 3 years and thought we were deliriously happy. He's in sales, on the road every other week. I respected the grind. Bella was my college roommate and my ride-or-die best friend. She owns Glow Grace in Midtown Manhattan. Busy, buzzy, always booked. We met for brunch in Brooklyn, for drinks in Soho, for late-night venting. She told me I'd landed the perfect husband, attentive, driven, cute. I beamed like an idiot, until tonight. Tonight was our 3rd anniversary. I ducked out at noon to cook Jason's favorite dinner, waiting to surprise him at our Brooklyn apartment. 8 o'clock. No Jason. I called. He said he was pulling an all-nighter at the office. Poor guy sounded exhausted, so I swallowed my disappointment and told him to hang in there. 9 on the dot. Bella pinged me on WhatsApp. Olivia, stuck at the salon doing inventory. Keep me company? Since Jason was chained to his desk, I headed over. I never made it past the front window. Inside, Jason and Bella were glued together, mouths locked, breathless, greedy, like they'd done it 100 times before. My mind short-circuited. The phone slipped, glass shattering like my heart. I couldn't breathe. My husband, my best friend, kissing as if they owned the world. I lurked in the shadows until they pulled apart. Giggling, Jason hopped into his car. Bella leaned in for one last kiss, then waved him off. He drove away, back to our apartment, to lie straight to my face. I stood there, rain starting to fall, mascara streaking, wondering if the place we shared was even a home anymore. I texted, Jason, you on your way. Dinner's getting cold. Bubbles popped up. Still pulling an all-nighter. Don't wait up. Casual, guilt-free, lies he could recite in his sleep. I dragged myself home and stared at the untouched feast. This morning he'd kissed my forehead and sworn he'd be back early. Now the candles had burned to nothing, and I could still taste smoke. I scrolled my chat history with Bella, hunting for clues. Last month, she flew to Atlanta for inventory. Jason headed to Atlanta for a pitch. Same dates. A week ago, Bella homesick. Jason taking a personal day to nurse a friend. And the new designer handbag she flashed? Jason had paused on that exact model in a magazine. He'd even asked me the price. I messaged him again. You sure you'll be much longer? His answer came fast. Clients won't shut up. Go to bed, babe. My thumb hovered over the voice call icon, but I didn't dare. I needed receipts. Jason's socials had gone radio silent for 2 weeks. No sales victories. No steakhouse selfies in Tribeca. He'd also disabled his step counter. Who does that unless he's got miles to hide? The next morning, I faked a stomach bug and took the day off. Bella greeted me at the salon. Shocked. Olivia, shouldn't you be at work? I smiled. Mental health day. Thought I'd treat myself to a facial. She ushered me into a treatment room while she mixed masks. I scanned the couch. One short, dark hair curled on the cushion. Jason's color. Jason's length. My pulse pounded. I lay back, letting steam cloud my face, and baited her. Bella, you seeing anyone? You're glowing. Her hand paused. Nope. Too hectic. Come on. I pushed. That new bag screams the boyfriend gift. A flush climbed her neck. Must be the overhead lighting. She changed the subject. But I'd already seen the crack. Every touch, every giggle, every harmless moment they'd shared in my living room played on cruel rewind. I left with skin that felt raw and a heart that felt worse, counting down the minutes until Jason's next lie walked through our door. But then I saw the panic in her eyes. She was lying. I kept probing. So, is there someone you like? She hesitated for a moment, then said, there is, but he's already married. My heart shot straight into my throat. Married. And you still like him? She gave a bitter smile. Can't help it. Feelings aren't something you can switch on and off. The room spun. The married man she was talking about. Could it be Jason? I swallowed the pain and kept going. What are you going to do? She looked at me, her eyes a tangle of emotions. I don't know. Maybe real love doesn't pick sides. That line almost jerked the tears from my eyes. Real love doesn't pick sides. What about how I feel? What about my marriage? What about every shred of trust I've handed over? Do none of those matter? I bottled the rage, kept playing clueless. Does this man know how you feel? She nodded. He knows. And he feels the same. My heart shattered for good. She'd confessed. confessed. Confessed that Jason loves her too. They're in love, both of them. Then what am I? What exactly am I? After the facial, I trudged home to Brooklyn, chest heavy. Jason wasn't back yet. I sank onto the sofa, replaying Bella's words. She said he loves her back. She said real love doesn't pick sides. But what about me? 3 years of giving, 3 years of trust, 3 years of love, what do they amount to? I picked up my phone and called Jason. He answered instantly. Olivia, what's up? His tone sounded normal, not a hint of guilt. Where are you? At the office. About to grab dinner with a client in Queens. Another lie. I drew a slow breath. It's our anniversary. You forgot? Silence crackled on the line. Sorry. Work's been crazy. It slipped my mind. He forgot. Our 3rd anniversary. He forgot. When will you be home? Probably late. Don't wait up. Tears slid down again. Jason, do you still love me? I barely whispered it, but I had to know. Another pause. Finally, of course I do. Why would you even ask? His voice was hollow. Zero conviction. Then why are you always pulling an all-nighter? Why is there never time for me? It's the job. You've got to understand. Understand. I've understood for 3 straight years. Has he ever understood me? Does he know how many nights I've waited alone? Does he feel the ache of dinners cooked, then eaten solo? Does he realize I'd settle for 10 minutes of real talk? Now I know. He wasn't working late. He was with my best friend. Fine. Go be busy. I hung up. No more lies tonight. At 10 I heard the key turn. Jason stepped in. I pretended to watch TV. Didn't turn. He leaned down, kissing my forehead. Olivia, I'm home. A faint perfume clung to him. Bella's signature scent. Another stab, but I kept my face calm. Have you eaten?
Yeah.
You, me too. Our words were clipped. Strangers passing in a hallway. He headed for the shower. The moment the water ran, I grabbed his phone. He'd set a passcode. Never did before. That alone screamed guilt. I tried every obvious number. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Last guess of Bella's birthday. The screen unlocked. Ice flooded my chest. He'd picked her birthday as his code, crowning her above me. I opened WhatsApp, every thread with Bella erased. Nothing. Normal friends don't wipe months of chats unless secrets hide inside. Call log told the rest. Jason phoning Bella non-stop. Some days 5 or 6 times. Talk stretching past 2 hours. Not just friends. Footsteps approached. Water stopped. I slid the phone back. Eyes on the TV. Jason emerged. Towel around his waist. Still up. Couldn't sleep. I studied his face. Calm. Seamless. Work stress. He sat. Arm pulling me into a lingering embrace. I felt the warmth. And the burn. Does this hug still belong to me? Or did Bella get the same 1 hour ago? Jason, how do you think our marriage is doing? He blinked. Great. Why? You've changed. You used to remember anniversaries. My birthday. What I love. Now nothing. A pause. Sorry. Workload's insane. I'll do better. The same promise. The same void. If one day you stop loving me, will you tell me? I asked it softly. Heart hammering. He met my gaze. Eyes shifting. Why think that? I'll always love you. Yet he looked away while saying it. He was lying. I knew he was lying. Next morning I drove to Bella's spa in Midtown. Time to lay the cards on the table. She was chatting with a client. When she spotted me, she smiled. Olivia, back already? We need to talk. Reading my face, she led me to her office. What's wrong? You look upset. I inhaled once and fired. What exactly is going on between you and Jason? Color drained from her cheeks. What do you mean? I saw you two yesterday. Her hands trembled. Olivia, let me explain. Explain how you sneak behind my back? My voice was ice. Head bowed. She couldn't meet my eyes. How long? I demanded. A long silence. Then the whisper. 2 years. 2 years. A full 2 years. The world lurched. They started while Jason and I were newlyweds. Every trusting moment since had been a punchline. My marriage, one long mistake. Why? My voice cracked. I trusted you like a sister. Tears streamed down her face. I'm sorry, Olivia. I didn't mean to hurt you. Didn't mean to. You carried on for 24 months. I couldn't help it. I really love him. Love him. She loves my husband. My heart split clean in two. What about me? My feelings. My vows. She cried even harder. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. What good is sorry? Can sorry give me back the 2 years I lost? Can sorry mend my shattered heart? How did the two of you start? I want the whole truth. She sobbed. It was me who made the first move. What? She made the first move. The day you were sick in the hospital. I came to take care of you. Jason was there too. We talked for a long time. And I realized I'd fallen for him. I remember that time. Last year, I had acute appendicitis and was hospitalized at Mount Sinai Hospital for a week. Jason really did come every single day. Bella visited often too. I was touched, thinking I had a great husband and a wonderful best friend. Turns out that's when they hooked up. And I, like an idiot, lay in bed knowing nothing about their betrayal. Then what? Then I started pursuing him. At first he refused, said he was already married, but I didn't give up. I kept chasing. My heart hurt even more. So Jason had resisted at the start. It took Bella wearing him down to make him waver. When did he finally say yes? 3 months later, that night you were pulling an all-nighter. He was home alone. I used the excuse of looking for you, but I really wanted to see him. We slept together that night. I remember that evening. I really had worked late. When I got home, Jason said Bella had stopped by. I even wondered why she hadn't just called. Turns out she'd come to seduce my husband, and my husband hadn't turned her away. After that, you were together all the time? She nodded. When you were hitting the road for sales calls, we'd meet. When you were pulling an all-nighter, we'd meet. Sometimes right here, in the spa. I looked around, picturing them being intimate among these mirrors and scents. I felt sick. Don't you feel guilty? I'm your best friend. She wept. I feel guilty every single day, but I can't help it. I really love him. Love. This is love. This is betrayal. This is deceit. This is pain. This is not love. And him. Does he love you? Her eyes lit up. He says he loves me. He says if he could choose again, he'd choose me. My heart flatlined. If he could choose again, he'd choose her. That sentence cuts sharper than any blade. It pierced my heart, my hope, my faith. So what are you going to do? I don't know. He says he doesn't want to hurt you, but he doesn't want to lose me either. Doesn't want to hurt me. He's been hurting me for 2 years. They've been hurting me together for 2 years. So you plan to keep hiding it from me forever? She didn't dare answer. I already knew. Yes, they meant to keep me in the dark. Let me play the fool and prop up a fake marriage. I went home, trembling. Jason wasn't back yet. I sat on the sofa staring at our wedding photo. In it we're beaming at a venue in the Hamptons. Now that picture feels like a slap. I replayed Bella's words. They've been together for 2 years. He said if he could choose again, he'd choose her. Every sentence stabbed me. My phone buzzed. Jason on WhatsApp. Olivia. Probably another late night. Eat without me. I smiled bitterly. Late night. More like a date with Bella. I didn't reply. I opened my contacts and tapped a divorce lawyer recommended by a colleague. Yes, I'm getting divorced. I can't live with this betrayal any longer. I can't let them keep deceiving me. I made an appointment for tomorrow. At 10 that night Jason came in humming, clearly happy. Olivia, did you eat? I looked at him coldly. Where were you today? Office. Talking projects with clients in New Jersey. Another lie. I'm tired of his lies. Jason, we need to talk. He saw something was off and sat beside me. What's wrong? Do you love me? He blinked, then nodded. Of course I love you. Then why did you cheat? His face drained of color. What are you talking about? I know everything about you and Bella. He started shaking. Olivia, let me explain. Explain how you two carried on behind my back for 2 years? He hung his head. When you were together, did you ever think about how I felt? Still silence. When you fooled around in her spa, did you picture me waiting at home? My voice rose. When you two were out on dates, did you imagine me eating alone? He began to cry. I'm sorry, Olivia. I'm so sorry. Sorry. That's it. Do you love her? A long silence. Answer me. Do you love her? He nodded. Yes. That single word broke me. Tears streamed down. Then do you still love me? He looked at me with tangled eyes. I love you too. You can't love 2 people at once. My voice was ice. You have to choose. He stayed silent. I already knew his choice. If he truly loved me, he wouldn't have hesitated. If he truly loved me, he wouldn't have spent 2 years with her. If he truly loved me, he wouldn't have let me wait. Let's get divorced. The words left my mouth. His head snapped up. Olivia, no, you don't love me anymore. What's the point? I do love you. I really do. He reached to hold me. I pushed him away. If you loved me, you wouldn't have betrayed me. I can end it with her. I'll never see her again. I shook my head. It's too late. Far too late. Not because of the 2 years, but because his regret arrived too late. If he truly loved me, this would never have started. If he truly loved me, he wouldn't have kept me in the dark for 2 years. If he truly loved me, my best friend could never have turned on me. Jason, we're done. I stood and walked to the bedroom. He followed. Olivia, you can't do this. We're married. We can start over. I turned. Did you ever think about starting over while you were with her these 2 years? He was speechless. No, you never did. You just enjoyed having 2 women. It's not like that. Enough. I cut him off. I don't want your excuses. We'll go to New York City Hall tomorrow. I stepped into the bedroom and shut the door. Through it I heard him crying, but my heart was already dead. Next morning I took the day off and met the divorce lawyer in her Manhattan office. She was a brisk, capable woman in her 40s. After hearing me out she said, a straightforward case, with his adultery and your proof. The court will grant everything you ask. ask. I nodded. Then what about dividing the assets? The house was purchased jointly, so it belongs to both of you and can be split 50-50. Since he cheated, you can demand more than half. Our Brooklyn apartment had been bought after the wedding. Legally it was community property, but I no longer wanted it. Too many memories inside were soaked in pain. I don't want the house. I only want my freedom. The lawyer studied me. Are you sure? That's a sizable asset. I'm sure. Money can be earned again, but lost freedom and dignity can't be bought back. I left the lawyer's office and went straight to my firm in Manhattan. I handed my boss a resignation letter. He was stunned. Olivia, you've been performing excellently. Why quit? I smiled and said, I need a change of scenery. I didn't tell him the real reason. I didn't want more people peering at my wounds. After finishing the exit paperwork, I headed to Chase Bank and froze our joint account. I wouldn't let Jason shuffle the money elsewhere. I might not want the house, but I wouldn't let him stroll off with everything either. Only then did I go home. Jason was slumped on the sofa, looking haggard. The moment he saw me, he jumped up. Olivia, can we talk? I walked past him without a glance and headed for the bedroom. There's nothing to discuss. We're hitting the courthouse tomorrow. He followed me. I've already broken up with her. I stopped and turned. You think a breakup fixes everything? I can make it up to you. I can treat you better. I gave a bitter laugh. Jason, do you even know what trust is? He froze. Trust is like a sheet of paper. Once you crumple it, you can never smooth it out again. Give me one more chance. I shook my head. I already gave you chances. 3 years of marriage. Over 1,000 mornings and nights. I handed you countless opportunities. And you answered with betrayal. I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. Knowing is too late. I began pulling clothes from the closet and dropping them into my suitcase. He watched, panic flickering in his eyes. Where are you going? That's no longer your concern. One by one the garments went in, each steeped in memories. The blouse I'd worn on our first date in Central Park. The dress I'd walked down the aisle in. The sweater he once said he loved. Now they only cut. I needed them gone. Olivia, you can't leave. This is your home. I paused and met his gaze. Home. Is this still a home? He had no reply. A place stuffed with betrayal and lies doesn't deserve that name. I kept packing. I've spoken to my lawyer. Meet me at New York City Hall tomorrow. If you refuse, I'll sue. His face went ashen. Do you have to be this heartless? Heartless. Me, Jason. You slept with my best friend for 2 solid years and you call me heartless? You fooled around out there, then came home to lie through your teeth. Yet I'm the heartless one? You let me play the fool to keep up a fake marriage. And I'm heartless? My voice rose with each question until it cracked. Who's really heartless here? He stood mute. I zipped the suitcase. I couldn't spend one more minute under this roof. I'm checking into a hotel tonight. Tomorrow. The courthouse. Dragging my bag. I reached the front door. He trailed behind like a ghost. Olivia, you honestly won't give me one last chance? I stopped. Looked him dead in the eye. If one day you found out I'd hooked up with your best friend for years, would you give me a chance? He froze. If you discovered I'd been cheating behind your back for 2 whole years, would you forgive me? No answer. If I'd played you for a fool that long, would you open your arms? He hung his head, unable to look at me. You wouldn't, so neither will I. I stepped outside and shut the door. The place that had once felt so warm now rotted with memories. It was time to start over. I checked into a downtown Manhattan hotel, lying on unfamiliar sheets. I replayed 3 years of marriage, Jason's tenderness, Bella's concern, and how every sweet scene had turned into shrapnel. My phone buzzed, Jason calling. I let it ring. He tried again. I ignored it. Then a WhatsApp ping. Olivia, can we please talk? I know I messed up. I read the message and felt nothing. No rage. No ache. Just a calm void. Maybe that's what complete disillusionment feels like. I didn't reply. Instead, I opened Zillow and started apartment hunting. If life was restarting, I needed an address unburdened by ghosts. A tiny 1-bedroom near the Hudson River caught my eye, small but bright, with no bitter echoes. The next morning I arrived at New York City Hall right on time. Jason was already there, eyes bloodshot. Olivia, can we think this over one more time? I shook my head. Everything's already been thought. We went inside. The clerk asked if we were certain. Yes, I answered without hesitation. Jason stayed silent a long beat, then finally whispered, yes, paperwork done. We walked out into daylight. Olivia, he said suddenly, I'm going to miss you. I looked at him, perfectly calm. Jason, I wish you happiness. That was the last thing I ever said to him as Jason's wife. I was free, yet relief wasn't what I felt, more a hollow emptiness. I wandered the streets of Manhattan, anonymous in the crowd, loneliness pressing on my ribs. My phone rang again. Bella. I hesitated, then picked up. Olivia. I I heard you and Jason divorced. Her voice was tiny. We did. I'm so sorry. I stayed quiet for a moment. Bella, we're done too. She started sobbing. Can we still be friends? A bitter smile tugged at my lips. Do you honestly think that's possible? Her crying grew louder. I regret everything. I shouldn't have. Regret changes nothing. We're adults. We live with the consequences. I ended the call. From now on I'd trust no one, no man, no woman. I'd live on my own terms. I moved into my new apartment. Compact, clean, mine. I found a junior accounting job at a small firm in Brooklyn, modest pay. Enough for me. It felt like plenty. That first night, I sat on the balcony, watching traffic hum below the Hudson River, the past feeling like a dream someone else had dreamed. My phone rang, an unknown number. I answered. Olivia, it's Jason. I stiffened. What do you want? Can I see you? Just once? There's nothing left to see. 5 minutes. I need to say something. I considered, then agreed. Maybe I needed closure too. We met at a quiet cafe in Prospect Park. He was already there, looking worse than yesterday. I sat across, silent. Olivia, thank you for coming. I nodded. Talk. He hesitated, then let it out. I wanted you to know. Bella and I are over. I froze for a second. Why? Because I realized I love you. I gave a bitter laugh. What's the point of saying that now? I know I hurt you, but I want you to know I really do love you. I looked at him, my heart calm. Jason, love isn't just words. Love is action, loyalty, trust. Did you ever give me any of those? He kept his head down, afraid to meet my eyes. I know I messed up, but I'm truly sorry. Sorry fixes nothing. My voice was ice cold. When you were doing all this, why didn't you think about the consequences? He started to cry. I don't know how it got this far. I lost my head for a moment. A moment. 2 full years of cheating is a moment. Jason, we're adults. We own what we do. I stood up to leave. Olivia, can we start over? I paused at the doorway and looked back. Do you honestly think that's possible? Despair filled his eyes. I know it isn't, but I need you to know I really love you. I gazed at him, suddenly serene. Jason, I once loved you too, but now I just want to forget you. I walked out of the cafe and never looked back. This time it was really goodbye. When I got home I felt light. At last I could lay that love to rest. I began redesigning my life. I picked up new skills, new hobbies. I enrolled in a YogaWorks class in Brooklyn and a drawing class at a community studio. I would make myself better, not for anyone else, but for me. A month later a package arrived. Jason had mailed it. Inside were our wedding photos and a handwritten letter. It read, Olivia, I'm returning these. I hope you find happiness. I'm sorry. I stared at the pictures. Perfectly calm. No pain. No rage, just stillness. I tore the photos into pieces and dropped them in the trash. Let the past stay in the past. I'm moving forward. 2 months later, I met someone at yoga. Her name is Mia, a bright ray of sunshine. We practice together and chat all the time. She doesn't know my history, and I don't feel like telling her. I just want to be a brand new me. One day Mia asked, Olivia, have you ever been in love? I smiled. I have, but it's over. Why did you break up? I thought for a second. We weren't right for each other. She nodded. Are you looking for a boyfriend now? I shook my head. Not yet. I want to get my own life together first. Yes. I need to take care of myself first. I have to learn to love me, to stand on my own, to be strong. Only then can I ever be truly happy. 3 months later, at my drawing class exhibit in Brooklyn, I met someone. He calls himself Ryan, a photographer. He was drawn to my paintings, and we talked for ages. He's gentle, funny, but my heart didn't skip. Maybe it hasn't fully healed. Ryan asked for my number, saying he'd like to be friends. I said sure. We text a lot, watch movies, grab dinner in Williamsburg, but we're only friends. I cherish this simple friendship. No messy feelings, no painful memories. One evening Ryan asked, Olivia, would you want to be with me? I met his eyes. Calm again. Ryan, you're wonderful, but I'm not ready for a relationship. Why not? I hesitated. Because I'm still healing. He nodded. Then I'll wait. I shook my head. Don't wait for me. Go find someone who can love you back. He looked disappointed but managed a smile. Can we still be friends? Of course. So we stayed friends, though things had shifted. Perhaps that's the price of growing up. I've learned to say no, to guard my heart. I'm no longer the woman who trusted too easily. I'm more independent, tougher. Half a year later Bella messaged me on WhatsApp. She said she's getting married. The groom isn't Jason. I read it and felt nothing. I didn't reply. Her life is no longer connected to mine. A month after that I heard Jason has a new girlfriend, barely out of college, studying at NYU. I hope they're happy, and I hope that girl never feels the sting of betrayal I did. My days are simple now. Work, yoga, art. Sometimes I meet friends. Sometimes I watch movies alone. I'm content. I've learned to enjoy solitude, to love myself, to make myself happy. I no longer need anyone else to prove my worth. I am enough. A year later, at the company gala in Manhattan, I met someone new. He says his name is Ethan, our new business partner. Steady, sincere. We talked for hours and clicked. He asked me to dinner. I said yes. We kept meeting. Talking shop, talking life. Little by little I realized I liked him, but I was careful. I told him about my past, my scars. He listened and understood. Olivia, he said, the past is past. I care about who you are now. His words thawed me. We started dating. He was good to me, never lied, never cheated. Slowly, I learned to trust again. 2 years later we got married. A small ceremony in the Hamptons. Just family and close friends. In my white wedding gown, I looked at the guests gathered below and felt pure. Quiet joy. I'd found real love at last, not fireworks, but a steady flame. Ethan whispered, Olivia, I'll love you for the rest of my life. I believe him, because he's already proved it. Our marriage is happy, no betrayal, no deceit, only respect and care. We work side by side, live side by side, grow side by side. I've learned to believe in love again, and to believe in myself. Sometimes I still think of Jason and Bella, but it doesn't hurt anymore. I'm even grateful. Their betrayal taught me to cherish true love. Their lies taught me to protect myself. Their wounds taught me strength. Without that pain I might never have valued the happiness I have now. My life is beautiful. A loving husband, a stable job, true friends. I'm at peace. I've found my happiness, not handed to me, but earned by me, and I will guard it with everything I have, because I know how rare it is. I'll spend the rest of my days loving, living, treasuring. This is my story of betrayal and redemption, of hurt and growth, of loss and rediscovery. May everyone find their own kind of happiness. May everyone learn to love themselves, because only when you love yourself can you truly love another. Only when you treasure yourself can you be treasured in return. May we all find our own light in this world. Thanks for listening. If you liked this story, hit like and share it with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories. See you next time.